If words could kill, even though it would be terrifying to meet real serial killers, the public is frequently drawn to them because of their crimes, psychological cosmetics, and motivations. Serial killers frequently become well-known and notorious due to the dramatic and horrifying nature of their murders. In order to plan their attacks, discuss their crimes, or make public statements, several have taken use of this notoriety by writing. Some of the most infamous murderers wrote these 10 letters to victims, friends, family, fans, and even police enforcement, revealing their dark plans and terrifying enrollments. You can't help but stare over these 10 killers' letters if you have a morbid interest with the dark inner lives of serial killers. Hello viewers, in this video we'll tell about 10 chilling letters sent by notorious serial killers. But this is part 1 of the video. I will upload the second part of this video very soon. So, let's begin the video. Number 1. Donald Harvey. This letter was sent to a fan who wrote to Harvey in prison. Donald Harvey was employed in Kentucky and Ohio as an orderly in the 1970s and 1980s. During this period, he killed about 37 patients. The actual number of victims, according to Harvey, is thought to be far higher, more like 70. His killing rampage began by accident. He connected a victim to an empty air tank, and he was unable to put an end to it, finally earning the nickname the Angel of Death. The ruthless killer never showed sympathy for his crimes. In a single case, he admitted to playing God by stating that all of those patients were going to die, and that some of them might have survived a few more hours or days. His letter statement, the creepiest part of this letter: Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to hide the bodies of those people I had to kill because they pissed me off. Number 2. H.H. Holmes. Holmes confessed to 27 murders, but it is estimated that he was responsible for the murder or disappearance of over 200 victims. Dr. Henry Harrison Holmes was a crazy serial murderer who built a murder castle in Chicago with the intention of killing as many people as possible. The 100-room building's long, winding passageways would leave victims feeling confused. Trapdoors, fictitious walls, and gas chambers were also included. Holmes provided the bodies to research centers for science, but afterwards the organs were traded on the black market. On April 11, 1896, he issued a comprehensive letter of admission to the Philadelphia North American daily paper. His letter statement: I was born with the evil one standing as my sponsor beside the bed where I was ushered into the world, and he has been with me since. Number 3. Albert Fish. This letter gruesomely detailed his murder of abducted child Grace Budded to her mother. Albert Fish was known as the Boogeyman due to his predatory tendencies. He was a terrifying serial killer who preyed on small children and was thought to be responsible for at least 5 horrific child killings. Somehow, the mask was left behind. In 1928, he kidnapped Grace Budded, aged 10 years old. Then he killed her and ate her corpse in an abandoned house in Westchester County, New York. Fish was a serial killer, a cannibal, and a kidnapper. He had a calm, grandfatherly aspect. He only confessed to 3 killings in the 1920s, but he later claimed to have killed at least 100 children. Albert Fish's letter statement: when all was ready, I went to the window and called her. Then I hid in a closet until she was in the room. When she saw me all naked, she began to cry and tried to run downstairs. I grabbed her, and she said she would tell her mama how she did kick, bite, and scratch. I then cut her in small pieces so I could take my meat to my rooms, cook and eat it. Number 4. Jack the Ripper. Ripper allegedly sent this letter to the Central News Agency in London. The terrifying Jack the Ripper case still haunts London today. In 1888, the horrific serial killer began targeting poor neighborhoods close to Whitechapel. The bodies of his victims were discovered with their body parts severed and their throats cut open. He stated his letter: the next job I do, I shall clip the lady's ears off and send to the police officers just for jolly, would not you? Keep this letter back till I do a bit more work, then give it out straight. My knife so nice and sharp. I want to get to work right away, if I get a chance. Good luck. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Number 5. The Beltway Snipers. This letter was found pinned to a tree outside the site of a recent sniper attack. 10 people were murdered in Maryland and Virginia by the Beltway Snipers in a period of 3 weeks in 2002. Elsewhere, 7 additional persons lost their lives. Lee Boyd Malvo and John Allen Muhammad shot one far shot at each victim. The killers vanished after that. They wanted $10 million in unlimited withdrawals or risking the lives of the neighborhood's youngsters, according to a 3-page note containing their demands. During a tracked phone call, one of the snipers mentioned a murder case in Montgomery, Alabama, which ultimately resulted in their imprisonment. An arrest was made by investigators due to fingerprint similarities between the 2 murders. Muhammad was put to death by lethal injection, while Malvo got a life sentence. The letter stated, "P.S. Your children are not safe anywhere at any time." Viewers, that's it for today, and stay tuned for next part of this video.